Just waiting for you guys to get in here. Let's see who is coming in. If you are in here, put something in the chat so I can know who you are and if you can hear me. Welcome, welcome. If you are joining me for Simply Sonja Chat, say hello in the chat so that I can hear you or know that you're here. Hey, Jeanette. You said slay and pray. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Paula. Hey, is it Khalid? Khalid? Girl. But hey, I know you from Instagram. Hey, y'all. Hey, so we're going to let a couple of other people join. And then we're going to get started. I'm only doing 2 emails tonight because both of the emails are like big topics. And I'm going to need y'all's help with these opinions because I know what I would do, but that don't necessarily mean that's the right thing to do. You know what I mean? So we're going to give people a few more minutes to get in here. But if it's just the 3 or 4 of us, that's fine too. I try to give y'all what y'all say y'all want. Also, I got my wine. So now's the time when you can go and get your libations if you need some or your water, you know. I don't know your journey. Good morning from Australia. Hey, girl, what time is it in Australia? Hey, Shape World 15. If you're just coming in, put hey in the chat so I know who's here. We're going to get started soon. Child, what time is it in Australia, baby? Lord. Jeanette, you out of wine? Well, let me take a sip for you, girl. You got some water, some juice? Something? Communion? Something. Oh, it's 10:03. Okay, that's not bad. You got your coffee. Okay. That's not bad. I was like, if it's the crack of dawn, baby, you can go back to sleep because it ain't that serious. But I appreciate you being here from Australia at 10:03. Period. What's up? Oh, you work from home. See, I'm envious. I love y'all that get to work from home. I don't get to work from home anymore. All right, I'm going to give people a few more minutes and then we're going to get started because I don't want to hold up y'all too long. Good evening, Pam. Jeanette, you got tea? Okay, girl, that's fine. So we're just waiting for, let people join. And then I'm going to use my phone to do the emails. So let me go ahead and pull them up. I'm just going to do, like I was saying, if you're just joining me, I'm just going to do 2 emails tonight because both of them are like major topics that I really want us to like discuss. And boo, I got to know your opinion. Hey, Alina. Hey, Lock Dentured in Black. Good evening, Jewel. Okay, it's 16 of us in here, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to Simply Sonja Chats Live. You guys have been asking me if y'all were going to have an opportunity to chat with me live, so I figured it out how to do it, and we on live. So y'all just let me know based off of tonight how you guys like this, if you want to continue to do it like this, or if you like the pre-recorded videos. When I have guests on Simply Sonja Chats, for right now, those are going to be pre-recorded just because I'm trying to get everybody's schedule. It's hard to get everybody's schedule right. And sometimes we have to film in the middle of the day, and it's not always good to go live at like 3:00 on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, especially since football season just started back. So those will be pre-recorded for right now so I can figure out a schedule for that. But tonight, by the title, okay, we're going to be talking about some serious topics. I already posed one of the topics to you guys as a question. I'm going to read your responses for that too. But two things we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about an email that I got from a young lady who talked about how her virginity is scaring men off. And then the other email that I got was from someone talking about how she's wondering how she can, or if she should, be honest with her friend about where she went wrong in her relationship, her previous relationship with somebody. And I believe the person who sent me that particular email might be in here tonight. I don't know if I don't think I see her. But again, it's gonna remain anonymous. But if you're the one who sent me the email and you want to converse in the chat, that is up to you. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're gonna get started with the virginity email first. So let me read what our young sis said. And we're going to get into it, okay? So she says, hey, girl, hey, I love your content and what you stand for as a Black godly woman. I am reaching out for some advice. I am 23 and have a lot going for myself. I am intelligent, loving, caring, and God-fearing. I know that I bring great qualities to the table for men, but I am a virgin and it is hard to date in today's culture. Also, it is hard as a plus size woman, as men can sometimes fetishize, I can't say that word right, but you know what I mean, our size, and I am not having sex off rip. The hookup culture is not what I am into, and that is what most men are looking for my age. A lot of times I lead with the information that I am a virgin. Sometimes it scares men off, and other times they look at it as a challenge to get the draws. I don't plan on waiting till marriage. It is just I have never been in a serious relationship for it to happen. What tips do you have for me dating in today's world as a plus size virgin looking for love? Y'all got that? So she's 23. She's plus size. She's a Christian. She's a virgin. Not looking to involve herself in the hookup culture, not necessarily waiting for marriage to have sex, but is having difficulty dating as a virgin. The first thing that sticks out to me is she says that she lets men know off rip that she is not having sex. Okay, so I made a video, was it last year? I think it was last year, about when is the right time to talk to your date about you being celibate or abstinent or a virgin. And in that video, I talked about letting them know sooner than later. But sometimes I feel like as women, because we're trying to protect ourselves, we can overshare sometimes. And I also feel like you have to be careful with the off rip. And I don't know if she's in the chat, but I'm wondering when she says off rip, like how soon is that? Like how soon are you letting him know, like, I ain't giving up the guts, I ain't giving up the booty cheeks, I ain't giving up no butt, I ain't giving up no cooch, I ain't giving up no throat, I ain't giving up nothing, I ain't giving up no part of this uterus, no part of this vulva. Okay, how soon is that? Because sometimes it's just not necessary to even go there if it's not going there. You know what I mean? Like somebody, so I posed this question on Instagram and YouTube, and somebody commented and was like, if you're not planning to have sex, why bring it up? And my thing is, and y'all let me know your opinion in the chat. My thing is, initially, we have to get used to just letting the conversation flow before you just start throwing out your non-negotiables like this. Like you got to build up to the non-negotiables. Another thing too, and this is something that I don't know, I might be devil's advocate. I won't even say devil's advocate, but maybe just helping people think in a different way, because I've been challenged into thinking a different way about dating, because I'm by no means going to say that I am, skilled at dating. However, hey, Star Rose. However, I do feel like when it comes to being purposeful about dating, okay, we have to stop putting so much pressure on men to be things that are outside of what they just are. And what I mean by that is, are you expecting a sexually active man to no longer be sexually active for you? You know what I mean? Hey, Latoya, like, are you penalizing men who are sexually active for acting and behaving like men who are sexually active? You know what I mean? Because yes, we know that the hookup culture, and we know hip hop culture and pop culture, and it's all about sex. It's been about sex from is we know. But my thing is, I'm abstinent, right? If I meet a guy that I really like that is not abstinent, I can't get upset with him because he's not abstinent because I'm abstinent. Like, does that make sense? Like, I can't convince him to wait for me if that's not his goal and his priority. Like, you literally have to be able to meet someone who shares those same values as you. So I read a lot of y'all's comments who said that, your virginity is a way to weed men out who are just looking for sex, which I believe is accurate. Let me go to the comments. Someone said, I personally would never marry a man that I've never had sex with. That's their opinion. Somebody said, continue saving yourself. You're not missing out on anything, which I 100% of you ain't missing out, girl. Look, okay. The horniness oftentimes is more extreme than the actual act of having sex. And that's the thing with virgins. I was thinking to myself when I was preparing for this, I was like, okay, I'm abstinent. She's a virgin. So I don't know. I can't speak from the perspective of being a virgin, but I can speak from the perspective of someone that's not currently sexually active, right? So I'm trying to figure out what's worse. A virgin who is curious about the act of sex, or somebody who's already had sex and trying to wade off their urge to have sex, we're both trying to be obedient for different reasons. Or I don't know. We're both trying to be obedient, but it's not 100% parallel. And so I was like, a lot of times when it comes to virgins, especially it really depends on where you have developed your understanding of sex, where what you think about sex. Do you watch porn? Who taught you about sex? Like, sometimes, okay, the fantasies that we make up in our mind, it don't be given what it has supposed to have gave when it come down to the actual thing. Like, sometimes it really don't even be that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really don't even be what they had said that it was supposed to be. Men be lying. Okay, they be lying. Jules said exactly, what type of man is she seeking? Why start with that? It's like she uses it as a weapon, if y'all know what I mean. That could be true. Yes, it does make sense. And I tell that to my friends all the time. I wonder what type of men she is seeking and how they are meeting. Are they godly men or no? And let's be clear, godly men be some of the worst ones. The men in the church. The hookup culture in the church is a whole nother beast, bruh. Like, sometimes, especially amongst the musicians, I have heard and I have seen, boo. Hey, Christy, that the hookup culture in the church don't be no better than out here in the world. So it's like, you really have to be purposeful about your boundaries. So it goes back to, what type of men are you dating? What type of men are you allowing in your space to date you? And I know nobody's wearing a sign that says, hey, I'm a virgin. So you don't know until you get to know that person. But my thing too is, are you clearly stating your boundaries about your virginity, and are you sticking to those boundaries? You know what I mean? Like, are you making concessions? oh, well, we can just have a little conversation about you know what I'm saying? Like, I like that he finds me sexually attractive, but I don't want to have sex with him though. So I'm gonna talk to him a little bit about we gonna flirt, we gonna be, but I ain't giving him none. Are you where your boundaries at? Where your boundaries at? Because I do feel like just in general, whether you are sexually active or not, okay, regardless of your faith, sex should not be the determining factor of relationship. Relationships have so much other layers to them besides sex. Like you really should not be leading with that in general. Okay. So and two, what I'm learning because I'm trying to effectively put myself back out there in a dating scene with having been single for 3 years and working on myself, and now I feel like I'm at a place where I do want to learn how to date in a healthy way as a Christian woman. A part of dating is rejection. A part of dating is experiencing rejection. It's not just the men that get rejected, ladies. We get rejected too. It's not, I mean, it's not it shouldn't be a horrible or surprising thing at this day and age for a person who is a virgin or who is abstinent to be rejected by someone in culture who is living by culture because they don't want to have sex. It is a part of life. Everything, every effort, every goal, every aspiration, you are going to experience rejection. So I would not take it personally that these men are rejecting me or I'm not finding what I think I deserve, okay? Because that's a part of the process. That's a part of, I mean, it's tough to think about because it's tough for me to think about because we're taught as women like you're the prize and you should be the one rejecting and he should chase you. But as people, not male or female, not wifey material, as people in general, not everybody is gonna like you. And it does not make the man ain't shit. I'm gonna say it doesn't make every dude ain't shit because y'all didn't have a connection. He could be a good guy, just not your guy. I think the most frustrating thing for me, and I'm gonna address y'all's comments in the chat. The most frustrating thing for me lately in my dating experience is that I've met some fine men. When I say fine, I don't know why God made black men so fine, but he did. I've met some fine men who, even though I would give them the deepest part of my uterus if I was not celibate, okay? The deepest crevice of my uterus, I would give them, okay? If I wasn't taking this vow, okay? However, I know the bigger picture, me and him wouldn't work for one reason or another. Me and this person just would not work. And it sucks because I'm like super attracted to these people. They're funny. I'm funny. We have chemistry, right? And I think that's where we get caught up at a lot. I know for me, I get caught up a lot at the chemistry phase. So like we have chemistry, right? We're attracted to each other. We're sexually attracted to each other as individuals. We look good on paper. You know what I mean? Like we're good people. But when it comes down to my non-negotiables, when it comes down to the fundamental stuff, it's just not going to work. And a lot of times we get caught up with the attraction and the chemistry, and then we end up doing things like breaking our celibacy or giving away our virginity without having all the information that we need, and we regret it. Okay, let me go to the chat. See what the girls are saying, honey. Yes, so true, girl. The church men be turning up. Okay, I don't be knowing what type of Bible they be reading, honey, but it's the sex Bible. I don't know. I don't know. First time catching your live, honey, you were preaching. Yes, ma'am. Hey, Michelle. Also wondering what her motive going into getting to know these guys. That's a good question too, Jewel. I don't know. She didn't say. Let me go back to the email. It sounds like she's looking for a relationship where she feels safe enough to lose her virginity. Because she says she's not waiting. She doesn't plan to wait until marriage. And I'm not going to get into that because I'm not going to try to sway her in that left or right. That's between her and God. She says, I have never been in a serious relationship for it to happen. So she's looking for a serious relationship. You in the same boat, Star Rose? Girl, okay. Rejection is natural, but also I feel like maybe it isn't her virginity that is chasing men away, but it may be that she is going to be a wife and they can't even give her a healthy boyfriend, girlfriend. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like sometimes we get caught up in this like chemistry part, and it's like, but this person has no plans for y'all as a future, as a unit. And the reason why we do have to see our virginity and our abstinence as a true dedication to God, because our bodies are God's temples. We always like to say our life is not my own, my body is the Lord's. Okay, so your virginity or your celibacy is not a prison sentence. I did a whole live talking about my revelation in celibacy to understand that I can't negotiate with God when it comes to my sex life. I can't tell him, well, Lord, I've been saving myself for a husband. So because I'm saving myself and I've been saving myself for 3 years, now you're supposed to send me a husband. And I'm going to be able to skip this whole dating process and this whole learning process and this whole rejection process because I've been saving myself. That's not how that works. And the thing is, we be acting, this is this is the issue that I have with some people in general too. We be wanting to be rewarded for the stuff that we were supposed to do anyway. Okay, because according to God's word, you are supposed to wait until you are in a married, holy matrimony and have sex with one person, one man and one woman in a holy matrimony. The two become one. Okay. Fruitful and multiply in the marriage bed. We supposed to do that anyway. So you being obedient to God, you don't get a cookie for following the rules. That's what we supposed to do. That's what we supposed to be doing, y'all. That's what, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't, okay. It's like somebody saying, I need a cookie for every time I pay my mortgage. Well, if you wanted a house, you know you're gonna have to pay your mortgage, baby. I can't give you a gift for doing something you're supposed to do. So we have to get out of this mindset of like, okay, the Lord gonna bless me with this man if I just wait and da 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 da. No, the faith without works is dead. And I'm learning that now, trying to get myself back into the dating scene and being honest with myself to say, hey, maybe I don't know how to date properly, you know, because I've been out of the dating scene for 3 years. And it is hard. My celibacy is probably the hardest thing that I deal with on a very regular basis. And I'm not even in a relationship yet to even get to that level where I'm trying to be abstinent while I'm in the relationship. Like I am very, very single, and it's hard, right? Because of the stuff that's on TV and the stuff that we listen to, and these fine black men running around here that ain't got no sense. Okay. It is hard. But so is every other goal that we're trying to accomplish. So is me trying to be an influencer and making that my full-time career. That is hard. It's hard work. Okay. I sacrifice a lot to do this with y'all. Okay. So yeah, it's hard, but it being hard, we just got to, it's not an excuse. We got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. My best tips for our young sis is to recognize her why. Make sure, would you say old is too old to be a virgin? Are you saying how old is too old to be a virgin? Wait, let me go to the chat. Let me go to the chat because y'all talking. Hold on. I had to walk away from so many people or keep them as a friend. Yeah, girl, I've had to friend zone a lot of people, and well, not a lot, but you know what I'm saying, some key people that I'm like, Lord, don't ever let us get in the room together because I don't know if my flesh could be strong enough. I guess for me, when someone is in a serious relationship, what other relationship is more serious than marriage? That's what made me wait. That's a good perspective. Maybe she means like a serious, exclusive, long-term relationship that leads to marriage. I'm assuming though. I don't know. She didn't specify. We're gonna get to the other topic, girl. We're gonna get to the other topic. Most people I know her age aren't thinking of marriage as a serious relationship. I am only 26 and have been asked many times by friends why I decided to get married at all. Now that's tea. Because I have a group of friends who got married young. I think they were 22 or 23. And when they was thinking about getting married, I was like, y'all sure? But they got married and they still married. So that's a consideration to make as well, because not a lot of people at that age are thinking of marriage. But I don't think she's thinking of a serious relationship as marriage, because she says she doesn't necessarily want to wait till marriage. So I think she's thinking of a long-term committed relationship where she's in that relationship for some time and it leads to marriage. Sounds like she wants a serious relationship to lose her virginity, and that's a plan that is destined to fail. She could get the serious relationship, give up the cookies, and things don't work out. That's the risk you take. That's the risk you take. Yeah, like it. I didn't want to get into the whole I don't plan to wait till marriage, because that's just gonna take up too much time. That's just gonna take up too much time. I like to be practical as well, because I do feel like when you get into a relationship as a virgin or as somebody who is abstinent, you and that person have to be very clear and on the same page about what the goal is when it comes to sex. Okay? Y'all got to be very clear, because, and this is, I'm going to be very transparent with y'all. One of my fears in dating is that I won't find anyone who could help me carry this load of abstinence, not punishment, but this yoke is heavy. And I know the Lord said that to give it over to him. But there are times, okay, sometimes your flesh be screaming so loud that sometimes you just can't think. You can't think straight. Sometimes the scripture don't be hitting the way it's supposed to hit when you want something else to be hitting the back of your pelvic or breaking your back. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it gets the pressure. And it's like you have to make sure that you are in a relationship with someone where y'all can help each other and y'all not just tempting each other the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all should be a present help to each other, not just tempting each other and then being like, well, we can't. You know what I'm saying? We horny, but we can't. Okay, so what is our strategy when we get horny and we trying to make sure that we don't do something that we told the Lord that we wasn't going to do? Are we going to pray together? Are we going to separate? Are you going to go to your house and I'm going to go to my house? You can't be sitting up in these relationships acting like your flesh, your willpower is stronger than the temptation to sin. That's just not realistic. If I'm on a diet and I'm not trying to eat junk food, but I keep junk food in my house, me moving the junk food from the pantry to the back of the cabinet ain't gonna help but so much, because I know the food is still there. I could easily just go get it. So you have to have a partner who equally holds you accountable. You have to have a partner who equally holds you accountable in this mutual decision that y'all made together with God. Because if he makes a covenant with God, he makes that covenant with God, he himself. You make your covenant with God, you yourself, right? So if either one of us slip up, that is our stuff that we have to answer to God about. But when we tell God we want to come into a relationship as a union, okay, we have a responsibility to hold ourselves accountable and hold the other person accountable so that we can hold up this covenant that we made. Because, baby, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to be 100% with y'all, it be me that be doing the tempting. Ain't that awful? My tail, and I don't even be doing it on purpose, y'all, but it just be like, y'all know I got like sarcastic humor, so the jokes just be falling in line so perfectly. And then next thing you know, you flirting about something, and then next thing you know, eggplant emojis is getting sent in the chat. And see, what we not finna do, I need him to be like, Sonja, stop it. And I'm gonna be like, okay, let's pray. Oh. Girl, that cologne get the smelling. I'm like, why you? Sometimes, have y'all ever met a man that was so fine that he make you want to punch him? Like he makes you want to get violent? Like, why are you standing here looking the way you look? I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm mad that I can't take your body down right now. Okay? Stop talking to me. Let's just separate. This stuff is real. I mean, I would just tell baby girl to make sure that she is purposeful about dating men who share her same values. Don't overshare too soon. Make sure you wait until you're in a friendship first with a man where you feel comfortable with expressing that. Make sure you set your boundaries. If he can't respect your boundaries, then you don't need to be talking to him or being friends with him. If you don't respect your own boundaries, then you shouldn't be dating until you can get. Don't put the eggplant emoji in the chat. Yeah, she don't put the eggplant emoji in the chat. Girl, listen, okay? I got a text message the other day that threw me off for the whole day, boy. I had to come home and pray. Let me tell you, I had to come home, put myself in the bed, and literally pray. Y'all, I was in tears. That's how like distraught I was. I was like, Lord, why is this happening to me? What is happening? And baby, I had to get myself together because boo, that man right there, oh, Lord Jesus, that's why I don't need to talk to him. I don't need to talk to him. Lord knows. Anyway, y'all keep distracting me from the tips. Where was I at? Okay. She just needs to make sure that she is keeping her own boundaries and just be okay with the dating process, which might involve rejection. It might be a lengthier time because you're not abiding by culture's rules. You're abiding by God's rules. It just might take a little longer. And yeah, you do have to be mentally and emotionally ready for all that comes with all that comes with sex, all that comes with dating, all that comes losing your virginity is just so, it's a lot. And it would be better if you did wait till marriage. It would be. At this day and age, knowing what I know, somebody who's lost my virginity at 17, I wish I had waited. I wish I had waited. I do. Now, did I enjoy myself when I got to college? Absolutely. However, I wish I had waited. So, baby girl. Okay, let's get to the next question because we're going to cut up. She's talking about Satan's son. You know, sometimes people got that sex spirit on them where you just see them and it's just sex. Like, as soon as you see them, it's just sex. Pregnancy. Some people got that. So, okay. How old is too old to be a virgin? I don't think there's I don't think there's an age limit. I don't think anybody is too old to be a virgin. I think if you ask culture that, they would say they would have an answer for you. But from a spiritual aspect, I don't think that there's no age limit. Like, and let me give you an example. For instance, if we were still back in the old days where people got married at 13 and 14 years old, they could lose their virginity. According to scripture, right? They're in a holy matrimony, a godly matrimony. They would be perfectly in God's will to be having sex as a married couple. But would I be comfortable with my 13 and 14-year-old come to me and tell me she was having sex? No. Coming to me and telling me she was married? No. So it's no age limit. It's losing your virginity is a choice. You can make that decision at any age that you like. Hey Renata, girl, she said wait and try not to be tempted. Yeah, girl. The Lord said run from sin, boo. I have to literally run, boo. Got to run from the phone, run from Instagram, honey. Run, girl. Okay, next email. We're gonna have a chatting time about this, so I want to get through this. And this person is in the chat. So if you want to participate or about your email, it's up to you. Okay. So she says, hi, Sonja, you crack me up so much, and I'm just a huge fan and admire your career and drive and your love for God. Quick question. Do I need to give my friend a serious come to Jesus talk, or can I just be nice in this situation? So here's the situation. So listen up. She's a runner. She's a track star. She gonna win when I get high. All right, listen up. Here's the situation. One of my good friends, and she said she emphasizes not her. One of her good friends fell for a married boy child, messed up, broken man about 4 years ago. I don't know any of his history. When they got married, oh wait, let me back up. She says one of my good friends fell for and married a boy child, messed up, broken man about 4 years ago. I did not know any of his history when they got married, and although sometimes I picked up on tension when spending time with them, I didn't anticipate significant problems until this year. In May, she reported that she was having major problems with him, and I asked her not to talk to me about what his trauma was. But since he moved out last week, she has reported his long history of suffering abuse from his family and his bad behavior during the marriage. She says there's a whole story behind this, but she didn't want to get into the details. She just says it's awful. How do I interact with her now that I know this stuff? I don't want to tell her all the things she did wrong with him. I want to be supportive and a warm place for her in this awful time. She is going to therapy, so I imagine that the therapist is explaining to her what she did wrong, i.e. picking him in the first place and then being negative to him and triggering him in all his issues. She wants to talk about it, and that's fine. I can listen, but I just can't get it in my heart to rip into her with my knowledge in these kinds of relationships and tell her what she did wrong. Is that okay? So basically, she wants to know how to support her friend in this time with everything that's going on. Should she share basically her opinion about the relationship and her friend's involvement in the relationship, or should she just listen and be supportive? So adjust your crown. I see you. She says, be supportive. Let the therapist give her that professional help. You get to be the good guy. So from experience, here is where I would tread with caution with this whole situation. I'm an empath, right? So what that means for me is the people who I truly, truly care about, and this goes for general public as well, but is multiplied for the people I truly, truly care about. Whenever they're going through a rough situation, I take on that situation as well. So I have a gift. I do call it a gift because I do believe that Jesus was the biggest impact there is. But I have this gift of really understanding how people feel in a situation, and sometimes even feeling that they feel. Like I can really identify with them and their emotions. But here's the thing I've learned as an empath, right? Because I have the gift of doing that, sometimes I can get too invested in other people's problems that are not my problems. So I get emotionally invested, and then it's hard to pull myself out because I would give it by advice and want to encourage them. And then when they don't take your advice and they don't listen, I take that personally, right? So I've learned as a friend, okay, only give the advice that you're asked for. Don't solicit any free will advice. Only give the advice that you are asked for. And when you're asked for that advice, tell them you are giving advice from your honest opinion, and they can do with it what they will. Now, when it comes to listening and being supportive, there is nothing wrong with listening. However, boundaries have to be set when you are listening to them. Because what you don't want to happen is to become a sounding board for a person that don't ever shut up. Because we are not God. We are not wired to listen to somebody do this all the time about the same topic all the time. So you even have to set boundaries with listening. If she is going to a therapist, that means that that person is getting paid to listen to her. So what that means is she should not be calling you more than she going to her therapist appointments. She also should not be going to her therapist appointments more than she's talking to God about it. So you can be supportive, but at a certain extent. And you know when it's a certain extent, when you're starting to no longer be supportive. You know you're hearing too much, you're too involved, when you're starting to get resentful, when you're starting to get aggravated, when you become less understanding, when you become less empathetic, it's time to cut it off. Because at this point, she talking too much. She's talking too much and you done. Your emotional empathetic meter is cut, boo. It's flashing red. Boop, boop, boop. Boo, I'm tired. Boo, figure out what you're going to do about this man. Boo, figure out what you're going to do about your life because I don't care no more. Figure it out. Let me go through the comments. Okay, it's a catch-22 because you don't want the friend to get mad at her. Boo, let me tell you something about my friendships. And I've been friends with my same friends for a long time. We family now. And you going to be mad. You just going to have to be mad. Because at the end of the day, as a friend, I can't sugarcoat life with you. We can't go through our life being passive, but baby. If you ask me, I'm no different with my friends than I am with y'all. If you ask me, I'm going to give you this same energy. And then you know how I sum it up? I be like, but girl, I know you're going to do what you want to do. So trust the Lord because he got a plan. Then I get off the phone. Because at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do anyway. So if you get mad at me, don't ask me. Can you carry that with her? Are you in the space to do that? And see, girl, I don't be in the space to do that. I can carry it with you for a little bit, but girl, you're not going to get on my nerves. Once you start getting on my nerves, once you start getting that face where you going back and forth, and I just don't know what I'm going to do, make a decision. Oh, that'd be perturbing me. Give advice, encouragement as needed when asked. Agreed. My mom and I recently discussed this, and her advice to me was listen and be there for them. You sharing your thoughts, even if they ask, could damage y'all's relationships. I really feel like it depends on that friendship. Like if you're friends with somebody who cannot take your advice and maybe even your tough love, then one thing I do believe is friendships are all different, right? So there are some of my friends who I only talk to them about this certain thing. And some of my other friends, I know that I can only talk to them about this certain thing. So if you know she is a friend who is sensitive and doesn't take advice well, then I would just be like, all right, girl, well, I wish therapy well on you. and keep it moving. But what you're not gonna do is be calling my phone every day, want me to dang on Sally, Jesse, Raphael with you, and no, no, I'm good. She said, "Few sis, you're in my business. Be over here tight when they don't. Girl, be pissed. Okay, you're not gonna have me stressed out about your relationship, and then you're not gonna listen to what I'm telling you, girl. Especially when you got a good word for the Lord. I'd be upset for the Lord. Okay, when the Lord give me a good word to pass along with somebody and they don't listen, I'd be upset for him. That's why I had to ask God to help me learn how to have boundaries. No free will advice is good, but if emotions are heightened, it can go left. It can, but child, at the end of the day, people gonna do what they gonna do. I'm the type of person that if you don't want to hear it, don't ask me. If you wanted me to tell you what you wanted to hear, I am not the person to ask. Figure out the other friend that you can call that always tells you what you want to hear, because that is not Sonja. Sonja is not a what you want to hear is type person. So you also have to know your friendships. You got to know who to go and who to call, because if you just want to hear somebody tell you that you're right, that ain't me. That ain't me. You know? Okay, Pammy. So Pammy is the one who sent me the email. She said she set boundaries. She would not shut up if I don't cut it off. And see, you're not going to stress me, because the therapist is unpacking. It sounds like there are several layers to her marriage. Let her unpack with professional help. Okay, exactly. She is paying, her insurance is paying this lady to do this for a reason. Okay. I feel like at this point, once you go to therapy, talk to me about your successes and talk to me about your therapy experience. Talk to me about the revelations and the insightfulness that you have had in therapy. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hear about that. Like, you should be going to your therapist and telling her the ins and outs of the marriage. But tell me the things that I can rally behind you for, that I can pray for. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep me informed so I can intercede for you. But if you got to a point where you're paying a professional, then let that professional do her job. His or her job. Yes, don't ask me. I mean, but y'all know what? And it might be subjective, because that's just the type of friendship group that I have. Like, we have a friendship group where we are very we honest with each other. We give each other tough love. Like, we don't say everything, because we, of course, don't want to purposely hurt each other. But we just kind of have that friendship group where it's just like, nah, girl, you tripping. Like, no, you tripping, girl. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't really know. I ain't trying to hit this right now. Like, and we know each other so well that, like, we don't even have to say, like, girl, I ain't trying to talk to you about this right now. We just kind of know in each other's tone, like, she ain't feeling like talking about this. Oh, I'll call you back. Like, we don't even tell each other, like, you're not giving me the energy that I need you to give me over the phone right now, so I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna have to call somebody else, because you're not giving me the energy. Kristen is on the chat. Hey, Kristen, that's my bestie. We keep it respectfully real with each other. We just do. That's just my type of friendship. And it she tells me when I'm tripping. And I do be tripping. I'm moody. So she be telling me when I be tripping. Because wait a minute. Because the therapist is unpacking, it sounds like it's, yeah, I read that. Okay. Kristen said, ask her, well, what did your therapist say? Throw her back to the professional. And Kristen is a counselor. So she does this for a living. Okay. That's why I be calling her. What are you learning? How can I support your healing? And you know what? I did have to ask God not too long ago how to support my friend in the situation that she was going through with her relationship. So it's like, sometimes we have to take a step back and make sure that we're being the supportive in a way that benefits that person, but also protects us and sets boundaries with us. And God was like, just listen to her until it gets toxic for you to listen to her. So when it started getting toxic for me to listen to her, I had to have a conversation and say, hey, I love you. I want to be supportive for you in this situation. And in order for me to be supportive, I can't know everything that's going on. Because the way I feel about you, I'm going to want to fight. Every time you call me crying and upset, I'm going to want to drive home and burn the city down. So because I'm trying to abide by Lord's will, okay? I don't need to know everything. Don't tell me everything. Don't call me while you having an emotional breakdown. Don't call me when you highly upset. Call me maybe like 15, 30 minutes to an hour later after you calm down. Because if you call me hype, I'm going to get hype. Then we both going to be hype. And it's just not a good situation. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be aware about that too. Like, are you that turn up friend? Like, are you that friend? If she call you, she know you gonna ride out. That's me. So they know not to don't call me in the peak middle of the situation, boo. Cause I'm gonna be ready. I ain't gonna think rationally until maybe an hour or two after that. We might already be in jail by that time. Okay. We might already be locked up. Girl, my friends only cared about where I worked and where I lived. My last friend would like the same guy. What? You should have emailed me this, Jamie. Your last friend would like the same guy I liked and told my mom I borrowed money from her when I didn't. That sound like a snake. Girl, that sound like you need to cut your grass. Your grass is too high. You got snakes, girl. Ooh, no. That is safe sisterhood. That is safe sisterhood. Kristen said her books is full. No, Kristen's books do be full. Oh, so there's a such thing as called dog therapy? I didn't know that. Well, I guess that makes sense, like an emotional support dog. Is that what that is? She has her dog and his dog. She got both the dogs. I want the house, the car, and the dog. I want it all. You're nothing but, y'all remember that song? A liar, a cheater, a deceiver, heartbreaker, and I won't let you back in my life. So I'm taking the house, the car, the keys, and the dog. I want it all. Girl, not the dogs. Another good question is, why do you feel that you can't set a boundary with your friend without it being a huge thing? That was my question. Like, is your friend that emotionally unstable where she can get mad at everybody who, girl, I don't know. It sounds ghetto to me. I don't want no friends around me who that emotional. I had a friendship that ended because she was like that. A free concert. Yeah, like we can't, in my friendship group, we can't deal with people who are emotionally unstable because we too sarcastic and blunt, so they get their feelings hurt all the time. We joke on each other real hard, so we can't. Real sensitive people, it don't go well in my friendship group. It don't go well. Like, we're sensitive people, but you wouldn't know it unless you was like in the intertwinings of the group. If you get your little feelings hurt about everything, you ain't gonna last over here, baby. So Pammy says she has listened when she asked questions and I gave advice, but she didn't take it. So girl, stop giving it, boo. That's it. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Let her therapist do what her therapist is getting paid to do, and mind your business. Pray for her. Wish her well. You know what I'm saying? Support her and them dogs. And there is a such thing as supporting from a distance. Okay? Love you, girl. Just checking in. I've been praying for you. Talk to you later. and be honestly too, one thing that I've learned, and this is something that my sister told me, is some people just got to go through what they got to go through. Some people just got to go through what they got to go through. It's their journey, it's their experience, and you definitely want to make sure that you're not getting in God's way of letting somebody go through a journey that he has designed for them. Because that's a thing too. You definitely don't want to be putting your superhero cape on, thinking that you're going to help somebody when you really just superheroing your way in front of God. So sometimes in our friendship group, we just have to come to a realization that this is just the season that this person is going through, that they will figure it out. And you just intercede for them in prayer. But don't be so quick to be trying to always be there for every single thing, because sometimes that's just what God wants them to go through at this time. And you want to make sure that you focusing on what you got to focus on and not focus on what they got going on. Because baby, I done been in God's way a couple times, and the way he moved me up out the way, boo. Got to be more careful, okay? Because you definitely don't want to go up against God. That didn't work too well for Jacob, and he had a whole hip situation after he wrestled with the Lord. I ain't got time to be walking around here with no. I'm too cute. My feet already go out. I don't need to also have duck feet and be walking with a limp. That's not cute. Okay, so you went off the grid last week and let it be. Yeah, let her, girl in the seat. Pray for her. Pray for her. And go to bed. Because the friend will stay while you sitting there, man, your feelings, letting that girl go through her healing process. And Kristen speaking from personal experience, because I'm pretty sure I done something that made her mad. And yeah, anyway, we're not going to tell too much of the business, but you know. Men love to talk to me and get advice about other women. I often counsel and teach them how to get the girl. So are you asking me a question, or are you just making a statement? Are you insinuating and you're trying to figure out why they asking you instead of you being the girl they trying to get? Or did I read too much into that? Did I read too much into that, Jamie, or where we going with that? I ain't gonna spill too much tea now. I done spilled a little bit of tea earlier, but it wasn't much. I have no swag when it comes to getting men. Well, Jamie, I'm trying to figure out how to have swag when it comes to getting men too, believe it or not. So I'll follow up with that once I learn what I need to learn. I mean, girl, the dating process is a process. I'm trying to learn what I need to know about dating in 2021 as a Christian abstinent woman. I'm just now starting on this journey, so I can't really answer your question too much. However, oh, is your name Jamie too? However, when I develop some good quality tips, I'll come back, because I don't like to speak on stuff that I don't really have, strong experience in. So that's it on that. Okay, y'all, it's 9:00. I do have to go edit a video. I gotta edit the fashion video for tomorrow. I don't know if P's still on here, if Paula's still on here, but she took me thrift shopping as a plus size woman, and I got some really, really cute stuff. So that's gonna be tomorrow's fashion video. Y'all gonna watch us actually go shopping, and then I'm gonna do the try on haul after that. So I gotta go edit that video. So we gonna wrap this up tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining live. Let me know in the comments really quick if you guys prefer it to be live. If y'all want the Simply Sonja chats to be live, I will keep doing them live. I love the interaction with you guys. So the recording will definitely go up on YouTube, of course. But yes, if y'all want me to keep them live, let me know, and I will work on having the guest ones live too once I figure out everybody's schedule. Everybody say keep it live. Okay, keep it live. It's a vibe. And I love having like smaller groups to chat with instead of like thousands of people at once. It just be I'd be too stimulated. So I don't mind it just being 26, 27 of us. We will keep it live. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for coming out. Wine glasses, toast, toast, toast. Period. Until our next one, y'all. Love y'all. Thank you so much for joining. I will see y'all in tomorrow's video. Good night. The house, the car, the keys, and the dog. I want it all. You're nothing. All right, y'all. Good night. Love you. Oh, I done forgot. Look, if you have an email like that, make sure you email me at simplysonjam@gmail.com for our next one next month. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Bye.